I love black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about that. I even talked to Sean Penn one time about that. He admitted that to me because he actually was trying to help some.
Yeah. In fact, I crossed paths with him down there. He's really dedicated to Haiti. There's a good example of a liberal who's actually putting in his time, his money.
But he's not that smart. It's like, I'm like, but the Clintons are doing it. He goes, well, yeah, but he just doesn't get it. Like, he's a good guy, but he's, I hate to call him dumb, but I'm sorry.
I may see him again. I tell you, I'm proud. He sleeps in a tent down there. Yeah.
No, and wears a gun.
Yeah.
Well, he's against us having, he wears a Sig Sauer, but he's afraid of having a gun up here.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have a gun, but you got a gun.
Yeah. Contradictions.
Well, he just is committed to the Democrats.
Yeah.
But he's actually doing good stuff in his life. But sorry. So Sean Penn really gives, like, I think it's like a third of his fortune to Haiti. He's a good guy. Bono says he's raising billions for Africans or whatever, and he doesn't give, 1% or whatever. Speak about that, though. Speak about the giving you've been involved in.
Well, I've been giving since when I was poor many years ago. I would donate my time at the local food bank. So once I became wealthy, feeding people was important to me. And so ever since the earthquake, 2 weeks after the earthquake, we have been feeding 10,000 children in Haiti every day. We send over 3 containers of corn, beans, and rice every month. I have an orphanage in India that's got 100 little children in it that we educate and feed and take care of. But you know what? I'm not bragging about it. That's my privilege. I'm able to do it out of my abundance. Oh, by the way, there's a biblical law that says if resources can flow through you to meet the needs of others, you'll be given more resources.
Let me make a guess. Have you been given more resources?
Yes. I tested God, and he proved that to be fact.
But the elite, they know all this, but instead they claim they want to give, but they don't.
Well, they do want to give. They want to give your money.
To control the people they're giving it to.
No, well, actually, no, they want to give your money, my money, not their money. And that's the great hypocrisy of the whole thing. And I'm not a big Ted Cruz fan, right? Well, if you look at Ted Cruz's giving, it's abysmal. He claims to be a Christian, and his numbers are published on political giving or on charitable giving. And he gave, I think it was 0.8%, not even 1%. Of his income to charity.
By the way, they snooped around about Trump and didn't publish the stories because it turns out he's obsessed with giving.
Yeah. Isn't that a great thing? But he doesn't tout it. He doesn't brag about it. He doesn't hold it up there, which I'm trying not to do right now. But
well, no, Trump, people that know him say, though, one of his biggest pleasures is giving, but also giving people really good jobs. Yeah. He loves to find people low level that are really talented and promoting them.
Yeah. Yeah. He gives people opportunity. He gives people a safety net, not a hammock. And there's a great story. His limo had a flat. I think it was on the Garden Parkway in New Jersey. And a bystander just pulled over, didn't know he was in it, helped the driver fix the tire. And then the next week, Trump paid the guy's mortgage off.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Well, that's like, you said what you want about Mel Gibson. It never really came out till later. In fact, never came out, but like, the children's hospitals all over the country, kids that need livers, kids that need brain surgery. He spent, reportedly, it's like something like $100 million on kids' surgeries.
Yeah.
And I know that from inside baseball. I don't think anybody even actually knows that. A few of them have come out. Say what you want about Mel Gibson. That guy's for real. And he's a maniac and, blows up. But people that are real, though, have those extremes, Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Mel, but I'm a big fan of him otherwise.
He's making a second Passion of the Christ.
Wow. That was an important movie.
Gary Haben's our guest. I want to go to some calls. I know, folks, I ran up against the hour, and then I got there, and Chris has been holding for a long time, and so has Mark, and so has Reed and Rob and Sean and others. I know you like taking phone calls. You want to take some phone calls?
You bet.
Before we do that, I'm going to make you plug Amerigeddon, which I am blown away by this. It was #2 in 27 out of 30 theaters you put it in. Wow.
Yeah, that was with the George Clooney movie being #3, which I'm pretty proud of.
Wow, and I know there's a lot of inside baseball manipulations to keep Liberty films, Christian films out, but if you can get them through, it becomes like God's Not Dead and, reaches 1 billion people. And then if you're able to do that and make billions, you can put it into a whole production company. I guess that's probably the plan. I haven't talked to you about it, but I know how your brain works. I mean, this is a big deal, though. I mean, if it was #2 in 27 out of 30 theaters, what do we do next? That's success numbers to any distributor.
Yeah. In fact, I've got to brag a little bit. Our ancillary distributor is Sony Pictures. And there's a good example. Hollywood has been resistant to our movie, but money talks. And so Sony Pictures is bringing our movie out into pay TV and DVD in October. You know, let me tell everybody about the movie.
So these numbers show it is successful, so we get a big push on the internet.
Yeah.
Big push on TV.
Yeah. And that's where the most people are touched by the movie. You know, this movie, Amerigeddon, is about an EMP attack on America, an electromagnetic pulse. That is a real threat to this country that most people are unaware of. There's been 2 congressional studies that...
and I agree it's a real threat, but it's almost a dual metaphor because in the globalists are the real threat. Because it sells it to the mainstream as an EMP movie, but then underlying it's...
Yeah, you're right. There were 2 purposes to make the movie. One was to teach people about the threat and hopefully to create a movement to do something to protect us. You know, it's a lousy $2 billion protects the grid. Hillary wants to spend...
we need surge protectors, but you know, between the power grid.
Yeah. Hillary wants to spend hundreds of billions on bringing in unvetted refugees. We're asking for a lousy $2 billion to protect the grid, harden the grid, so that 90% of Americans don't die if we're...
And you're not asking for it. It was Hillary. She'd want the money. You're just saying Congress do it.
Yeah. Now, and of course, the second point you brought up was the other part of it. You know, is our government just inept? Is it just... you know, what's the deal? Why are they not doing anything about it? And I believe that there is a movement in this country by the elitists, by the globalists, to diminish America. In fact, Kissinger said himself, the only thing standing in the way at a new world order is a strong America. So they have a plan to diminish America, whether it's opening the borders, whether it's bringing unvetted refugees.
200 years ago, the British and the Europeans said, the American system of free market's too good. We can't compete with it. We must destroy the American system. Yeah. Well, good luck. 200 years later, you still ain't done it yet.
Well, the current globalists have almost accomplished it with all these lousy...
Look at our country and all the choices and freedom compared to North Korea. You stupid socialist Bernie people. I mean, shut up, you lazy dumb. I mean, I just... God. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah. If he thinks socialism's so great, he needs to go visit Venezuela.
So how do we make this film go even bigger then?
Well, you know, a lot of people have gone to see the film and brought their friends, and that's what's important. You need to go to the website to see where it's showing. It's AmerigeddonTheMovie.com. Go to theaters, and every week there'll be different theaters as we move across the country. Tell your friends about it. It's a chance for you to bring your friends and let them see the evidence of what the globalists are doing to diminish, to put your children at risk. And if we create a movement, which we're well on our way to doing, and thanks to Alex, who's been...
Oh, no, don't even thank me.
Who actually stars in the movie, by the way.
But we're all on this together. I know you want to thank me. You're nice. I want to thank you, too. But, I mean, if we don't beat this world, we're going to lose. It's an enemy attacking us. I better be fighting these people. I mean, that's why I'm against people thanking me. I better be fighting 100%. We're being overrun here.
But, you know, your audience have wanted...
Yeah, they're who I want to thank. They are awesome.
Yes.
In fact, let's thank them, Gary. Look at them. I know you're doing awesome. Yes. I mean, they are incredible.
Guys, thanks for all the support for Alex. Thanks for the support for the movie. We're in this together, and this is our time. Trump has stood up and let people know that we might dare be able to take our country back. So these are exciting times to be in.
Yeah, people say, oh, he might not be for real. What he's saying, you can't walk back. Whether he was whoever he is, thank God it's being said.
I tell you, it's exciting. You know, the speech police that have prevented us from saying things like world government or world economic system, the speech police have been shut down by the
CFR, and I've been reading Foreign Affairs for 25 years, are in panic mode saying, we're losing, we've got to stop this. And they openly declare war. I have the article right here. That one of the top, #2 guy in the CFR, said the Bloomingdale's heir says we must wage war on nationalism. They're not even hiding it now. You say, oh, you're a friend. They're our enemy. Destroy them. Well, thank God they ran up their flag. Good. Let's get this fight going. Yeah, let's fix bayonets. You want to fight, you're going to get one.
You know, if people need proof on this, read the mission statement of the Council on Foreign Relations. Read the mission statement of the Trilateral Commission. These guys are open about what they're trying to do.
I had Rothkopf in front of John Harmon, the head of the Kissinger Group, openly go, come to New York, Alex, work with us, it's all right. You're an elitist like us. And he heard it all. And when I didn't sell out on the phone during an interview, he came back and said, oh, you're crazy, and got off the air. He just thought, sell out to me, and I just roll over on my, on my back. I just, that's crazy, man.
Yep.
But I guess so many people just roll over to him.
A lot of people, and they roll over to it for prestige. They roll over to it for profit. Or they roll over in fear. By the way, I need to share a story I had.
Share it, then we'll go to calls, please.
Mike Norris was out promoting the movie this last week, and he was all over the eastern U.S.
That's accomplished director, firstborn son of Chuck Norris, who learned to ride a motorcycle with Steve McQueen.
Yeah. So he ends up almost in a hospital.
Oh my God.
Last night.
I didn't know that.
His glands had swollen up. His face was swollen, hives.
Oh, I didn't know this. Wow.
And he thought back, and he remembered the night before at one of the openings that a man in a gray suit had put his hand on his shoulder and rubbed his neck. So we don't know exactly.
No, I've had I never told the story, but I got poisoned at least twice.
Yeah.
At events.
Yeah, well, Mike believes he was poisoned.
I'm not just saying this. That's what happened to me. I swole up.
Yeah.
After
glands.
Yeah.
Because your body's fighting off that that attack, that toxin.
What happened? Tell me.
Well, he went to the doctor. Got
my hands all swole up. Everything.
Yeah. Face red, blotched. Couldn't breathe.
Yeah. Don't let folks touch you when you're out in public, folks. If you're doing a public event, you're a leader. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks to steroid shots, he can breathe now. Swelling's gone down, and he seems like he's on the other side.
Start over, because you just sprung this on me. We didn't talk about this before, right?
Yeah,
you didn't tell me this before.
No, in fact,
start over.
I only found out about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, I talked to Mike a while ago, and he'd just gotten back from the physician, and he had been touched by a man in a gray suit.
He was at a premiere.
At a premiere, and didn't pay any attention till he woke up in the middle of the night. With his glands swollen, his throat swollen shut, his face blotched, hands swollen, and realized that perhaps it was a result of this strange man in a gray suit. Why do you wear a suit to a theater? It's kind of an odd thing.
Well, his dad told him, I can only say this because he told part of it on air, Chuck Norris told him, don't you think Chuck Norris would be running for president, folks, if he had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes? And he told him, he said, yeah, and I'm proud of this movie. Now get ready for him to try to kill you. Remember?
Yeah.
And Mike talked about that here on air. And then, Chuck even said more behind the scenes. Imagine what Chuck Norris has gone through. And Chuck's been really writing some bold articles about what's going on. But wow, it's funny you said swelled up, because the first time it happened, I was doing these events and stuff. I'd only been on there like 3 or 4 years, but they were really packed full of people. And I swole all up, and then after the event, almost ran off the road going home, almost had to call the hospital. I never had allergic responses in my life. Then it happened again, and then I got a phone call on my home line that nobody had. And they said, listen, you son of a bitch. I've never told the story. You're saying it sounds crazy. Mm-hmm. You think you just swole up for no reason. Next time we're going to give you a fatal dose. So I think that was it's crazy you said swole up, because that's what they do.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a real thing. Mentioned Mike went to his dad and told him about the movie, Chuck Norris. And his dad said, Mike, I'd ask you something. Are you willing to die for this?
That was it, yeah.
Yeah. So, and Mike said he thought about it. Seriously.
Have you learned what Chuck thinks about this yet?
He didn't know about it yet. It just happened. He
was in the hospital. Where was this again?
He got back to Dallas yesterday, and he either went to the ER or went to his physician, and they had to inject him with steroids.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really. The thing is, I do get fearless, mission oriented. It's not like I'm tough or anything. I just don't think once I'm out in a crowd of people. It just happens. Yeah. It's actually a bad. See, it's not as an attribute to be fearless. It's like not having nerve endings. It's really stupid. And I've been at these events and things, and all the experts say, don't drink anything people give you. Don't people just watch out what you're doing. Look out, because that's a classic thing they do. The mafia used to kill folks with pure nicotine. They just squirt some of it on your shirt and go through and kill you, make you have a heart attack. But it's just like, what's the point of going to speak to some group of 1,000 people, but I can talk to millions every day and just not put myself at risk,
Yeah. No, this is a pretty safe way to do it. Although, well,
the thing is, they did it to me twice. This is like 18 years ago. And then they called up and said, dumbass, do you not get it?
Yeah.
They actually told me. So, that's why when you said swole up and stuff after they did this, I was like, what?
Well, any of us that are speaking the truth to power have to be willing to weigh the risk. It's just part of the territory.
Well, what they'll do is, I'm told, they'll put like a little rubber piece over the finger. It's like a tiny condom or whatever, or like that stuff that bookkeepers use to flip the paper. Yeah. So they don't get the poison on them. They put a little drop of that and they just touch you.
Yep.
With whatever these compounds are. And that's why, like, these people always, it sounds crazy. I probably had this happen 15 times where I'd be at events, signing DVDs or whatever. It's quite frankly why I quit doing it. People ask why. I'm not even really scared of it, but why go out and deal with it? And a guy comes and goes, let's blow up the police department and kill people. I have bombs outside. And I'll go, hey, get a camera. This guy's in. And we go out, it's a cop car or a Fed. It just gets to a point where it's like, really? I'm not going to blow anything up. Oh, my God. I don't want to. I've known you for years, never told a story. I mean, I totally believe you and Mike. We need to get Mike on about this. I hope they don't scare him off with this.
No. He's weighed everything.
Well, your film is getting #2 in 27 of 30 theaters, and it's about to have a huge TV deal and stuff. No wonder they're scared.